Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 159 of Bird Squawk.
Draft week, people. It's finally here. Today's Tuesday. When you guys see this, it'll be Wednesday. So tomorrow is the draft when you guys are seeing this. And a lot of question marks, I feel like the last 2 years, there was a general consensus of kind of the idea that they were going to go for. Maybe they didn't go that way, but you kind of... when you got to this part of the week, as close as we are, you kind of had a gauge of what you think. And I know there's a lot going on right now, a lot of different theories, a lot of different people you can circle. But it's going to be interesting Thursday night to see what all transpires with the two picks, where they make those picks, if they make those picks, and who it'll be on.
Yeah, totally. I mean, great time, right? We're kind of debating whether Howie sticks at 10, sticks at 30, or has some other magic up his sleeve, feeling is Bijan, but hey, who knows, right? Who knows what's going to happen? That's kind of the cool thing, but it's kind of like, we're waiting around, and then we get on the clock and, hey, the Eagles have traded back to...
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to
knows?
see. I mean,
but
they could trade up. Apparently, they've been calling people to potentially trade up. You obviously know the possibility of them trading back, and obviously the possibility of sticking at 10 and making the pick.
I mean, I still feel like, Jalen Carter's on the board. He's an Eagle.
I think so.
If he's gone... I want this Bijan kid, man.
Yeah, of course.
Of
course, Bijan has to add.
It's a sexy pick, but I want him.
I know Bijan has to add some fuel to the fire today on NFL Live and get the fan base riled up, getting them more excited as most of the fan base at this point has jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, because they asked him which quarterback
other than Mahomes. What do you want to play with?
Would he love to
And
play
it was
with?
Scripted. I knew he was going to say it. And he drops Jalen Hurts, which obviously that's great to hear. You obviously want to hear that from players talking about your franchise quarterback, talking about your guy that leads you through the battle. But
again, though, like we talked about before, does it feel good having a franchise quarterback locked up? Does that feel good? All the speculation about whether he could do it. Now he's done it. Now there's speculation. Is he going to stay healthy? Let's just sit back and enjoy this kid. Right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week. I mean, yesterday was 3 years since it happened. And I know we made it. I know that post-draft video, head scratcher for sure, like a lot of people thought. But a week since that trade happened, hearing him have the little press conference and not trade, it's a week since that deal happened, hearing him at the press conference, it feels good. I mean, you take a step back after a week, you really dissect the contract, really see what's all goes down and how he continued to pull out the Jalen-isms on the press conference. So
money's nice, but championships are better.
So obviously you love to hear him say that. He always says the right things, always... you can tell he's always motivated, always ready to go. So, week after that's happened, obviously liked it when it happened last week, but still feel good after a week. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I agree with you. I feel Jalen Carter's the pick if he's there. It feels like a very Eagles pick. It feels like that's their guy, quote unquote, that's their guy. But the closer we get, the more I see Bijan being possible. It would still shock me if they do it, because of just what they usually do with that skill position. But the main thing for me is I get he's a big talent. He's going to be a stud, you probably would think, and he should. But I don't know, man. Like, if they go up and get this kid, or if they even stay at 10 and take him, this kid, he's got to be something special. I'm not saying he can't be and that he won't be, but when you're taking a top 10 pick on a kid that you necessarily don't need, is he going to be a plus if you go get him? 100%. He is a weapon that would make this offense even better than what they are. But he's got to make that impact if you go do that.
Hey, I was telling you today on the way home, Brian Baldinger was on WIP, and the guy's a lineman, right? The guy is like the epitome of lineman, right? And he's talking about who the Eagles should go get. Kind of says he sat down with LaDainian Tomlinson and watched this kid's tape. and LaDainian Tomlinson was just showing him things that he wasn't even picking up on his own, like the versatility of this guy, the hands of this guy. I mean, he obviously turned it and said he's sold on if Bijan's there, they should go get him.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% think this kid's gonna be something special, and 100% would be on board with it. It's just at the same point, it's just that stigma. It's that stigma.
It's the year to do it. You know what I mean? It's a need we could fill. And next year we got a ton of draft picks, right?
I mean, we still do this year.
I mean, it feels like the year to do something against the norm, something that's non-conventional, you know? Make a splash, you know? Do something big.
I mean, it 100% would make a splash. If they go out and take this kid on Thursday night, the league would it would be put the league on notice. Not that they really need to put the league on notice, but people would be like, all right, okay.
I can tell you, we don't do it, we're going to regret watching this dude turn into one of the best. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm telling you.
My main thing is it's not necessarily what I want, but I wouldn't be against it. It's mostly I just don't want him ending up in somebody else's hands that would be a little costly.
If you can add another weapon to add points to the scoreboard, and we can throw up 34 or more points a game, go do it, man. Go do it.
The main thing I've been saying is I feel like the defense still needs that piece, and I don't know. We'll see. I mean, defense wins championships. As cliche as it is, defense wins championships, even in this age of the NFL. But Bijan Robinson would be a splash, and if you do that, then you do something at 30. Or I still think they ain't taking that 30 pick. I think they're trading out of that, probably get an early second rounder, and probably have someone on their mind there.
No, man. I'd love to just be in that war room, you know, and just. I'd love to be in their meetings prior to the draft, so, you know, I know what's coming. Because, you know, this is the part that kills me every year, man. I get locked on somebody, man, and I'm just locked on them. And normally they're still on the board when we're up, and it's like they go a different direction.
It's gonna be interesting.
I don't know what's going.
It's gonna be interesting with Bijan because. You think at 10 he's going to be there, but there's a lot of rumors going around that he might not even be there at 10, and I think that's some of the speculation that they've called.
And I feel like, I totally feel like if we trade and move up,
the main thing is
we're taking him, man.
The main thing is how much you might think
we got to get to 8.
The main thing is you might think
Falcons
he's this.
Won
all right. You might think he's this difference maker, this impact player, but how much are you willing to give up for him?
I don't know.
It's only 2 picks, but that's going to cost you a little bit.
Well,
is he worth that to you guys? What are you guys thinking? Are you on board with the Bijan Robinson bandwagon? Or are you willing to move up?
Maybe I give Atlanta Kenny Gainwell.
Kenny G.
Kelby
G.
Hey, you know, so be it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what it'll take. I don't know what the gauge is, if they're looking for a lot or whatever, or if they're even got that in their mind. We have to see.
We'll know soon. We'll know in 2 days.
We'll know very soon. I mean, it is coming close, and it's always nice when you got that higher pick. You don't got to wait as long, even though we got 30. So you still got to wait around a little bit, but it's nice to know that 10's going to be there sooner. It'd still be like an hour and a half in because the draft always takes forever. But
I still say we ain't sitting at 10. We're going one
agree.
way or another.
I would agree.
10 is not going to be the pick.
I would agree. We probably aren't. And to me, it's down to 2 people. I know there was a lot of like late reports that they were talking to this kid from Ohio State, the wide receiver. It makes no sense to me. I don't get why they would be talking to a wide receiver. But 30, I think, is interesting. I mean, if that Brian Branch is there at 30, do you take him? Do you take Jalen Carter and then trade back and take the Gibbs kid from Bama at in the second round to fill in that running back? It's interesting. There's a lot of different ways they can go. And usually you get you kind of usually have an idea. Even though they don't go with that idea, you usually have an idea. But it's a lot of wild cards this year.
A lot of chess pieces on the board, baby.
Without a doubt. And Howie hasn't necessarily shot down the Bijan Robinson thing. Not that he would, but he's been a little more lenient with that this year. Usually around the draft, he talks about where they like to build, where they build in the trenches. They do this, they do that. And he said maybe sometimes it's worth taking that wild ball, and we'll have to see.
That could mean he's going a whole different.
Well, exactly. You can't really listen to anything Howie says because it's all smoke and mirrors. But the dude, like I said a couple episodes ago, the dude's getting your trust back, or should be getting your trust back when it comes to the draft. We always had faith in him when it came to free agency and all of that, getting contracts done. But if he can make it 3 years in a row now with the draft, since Devontae and last year with Davis and N'Kobe and all that. So obviously, if he can make it 3 years in a row, then you get a little more confident going to the draft day. I mean, I'm a little more confident this year going in the draft than I was even 1 year ago with the faith I have in them to do the right thing.
It's like I like what we got. We just need to sprinkle a couple hits in this draft into this starting lineup, and we're ready to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the consensus around the team is, we gotta get this thing done. We gotta win one more game.
I don't want Bijan ending up with the Cowboys.
That's the main.
I would not want to watch that kid with a division rival.
That's the main thing. I'm like, maybe that's not what necessarily I want, but I'd take him not to let him go there. Yeah. That's where I'm at, kind of too. Once again, if they do it, I'd be excited. It'd be very outside the box for them, and it would add a piece. But we'll obviously have to see. I agree going in that Jalen Carter's probably their dude that they want. But I do think Bijan's continuing to rise on their charts. But we'll never know that, and we'll have to see what happens on Thursday. So lock in, people. I mean, the next NFL season is starting. It's pretty crazy to think that. I mean, the draft is the jump launching pad for next year. So we'll see how things shake up, see how first round goes. We may be back on Friday to just give a slight recap after round one and see how the rest of the draft goes into the weekend. But thank you guys always for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly Eagles fly.
Go Birds.